Good morning, everybody. This is John with FNP Wargamers. And this is our third or fourth episode now with the FNP Morning Show. I might be doing this 7 days a week, I think, or I might just be taking Saturdays off. I know that we have scheduled a Sunday 5 p.m. We're going to do a little thing different today because of all the football and other sports going on. We are going to drop that show down to 2 o'clock. Not that I'm going to be watching football, because if you know me, I don't care who wins the Stanley Cup or who scares as many hockey goals and puck shots and all that stuff. I don't care about all that for football. Sorry, I'm trying to have my morning coffee. I'm super worn out and tired. Early morning workout and did not sleep well. So I'm going to try to get some coffee, or I'm just going to go take a nap. But today, instead of our 5 o'clock show, we're going to be doing a 2 p.m. show as long as everything works out right. I'm going to do my best to get Discord to working into our system. You're going to see a different layout because I have to go with old school OBS Studio to put up a Discord video chat. I'm going to have two of the FN Pro members on. It'll be David Savage and Colin McDade. Last weekend they were at a week ago. A week ago from yesterday. Sorry, still trying to wake up. A week ago from yesterday, they were at SoCal Open near San Diego, and between the two of them, they went 11-1. David Savage went 5-1 with his Minotaurs chapter Space Marines, which shocked a lot of people. They were like, "There's a Minotaurs player here." And how the heck did he do 5-1? What is going on here? This doesn't make any sense. And then Colin, who went totally undefeated, but he got third overall. So we're going to have a lot of questions for them. But Colin had a very unorthodox list that really shocked a lot of people. And since that event, they've been on a lot of podcasts, been interviewed a lot. And so I'm going to finally, since they are our pro team, we have some time available. We're actually going to get an interview in today. I tried to get that last week, but we were running another event at the same time that they were doing their event. So we were unable to interview them while they were at SoCal. So we're going to get that interview today. And if you have any questions, if you're watching this on YouTube a little later today, or you're watching today and you have some questions for these guys, jump on, put it in the comment section, especially if you're not going to be able to jump on at 2 o'clock Central Time today, and we'll ask them those questions. Feel free to message us on Facebook as well, our Facebook FNP Wargamers group or page. You can enter your questions there, and we'll get them asked, and we're going to be covering their overall impressions, some of their matches and whatnot. Pretty much we're just going to interview these competitors and try to figure out how they did so well with a bunch of unorthodox lists. I mean, I understand because I have seen the list and I've done the math, but other people are curious about it, and it'll be a great chance for you guys to ask your questions and maybe get some insight, especially if you're looking at entering the tournament scene coming the 2020 circuit, which will start just after the Las Vegas Open in January. So it's a great opportunity to join the ITC Championship circuit. And if you are in Texas, or maybe you're going to be traveling in and out of Texas, and you want to take part in the Texas Championship circuit that goes between Dallas, Houston, El Paso, San Antonio, and ends in Austin at Wargames Con, and compete for the belts as a team and as individuals, then this might be a great time for you to talk to these top competitors, these guys that are making a name for themselves in such a great way, because they're not following, that's the meta, that's everybody has that list. No, they're doing some real groundbreaking work with their army builds, and be able to go to SoCal Open, which I think is like a 200, maybe 300 person tournament. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was like 254. I might be getting that mixed up. But to have them travel from here, and along with Nick Sutherland from Team Redacted in Dallas, Team Redacted and FN Pro really made a great show at SoCal Open, which opened up a lot of people's eyes and shut down some people that were like, "Oh, Texas, derpy, or a bunch of hicks or something like that." Really shut down a lot of the crap talkers, and which is really good. I mean, there's all that camaraderie, but some people take it a little too far and like, "Oh, Texas, they don't know what they're doing." Well, we do. We're making a very, very good showing. And these gents are also going to be going to Warzone Atlanta this Saturday. Oh my goodness. This coming Saturday, November 9th. So, which I was going to go, but I had to bow out because I had other obligations. And let's face it, I'm not doing the competitive scene anymore. So we're going to try to get them on today at 2 o'clock for an interview. Like I said, it'll be a slightly different overlay, but it'll still be through Twitch because it'll be easier to live stream on that instead of via YouTube right now. Because I've figured out how to do Discord on OBS. Yeah, Epion. If you guys are just joining, Epion. It's really in a lot of the chat channels or in the podcasts from like Frontline Gaming. I want to say Goonhammer, possibly. It's just silly trash talking, and I really don't. I can understand if it's in all good humor, but when it gets a little personal and a little nasty, it's like, come on, guys. New York gets some gump. But I don't understand the need for it. You don't have to get nasty. I mean, it's not like they're the UFC, and it's like they don't have to act like Conor McGregor's. It's really silly. So that is what we're going to do at 2 o'clock today instead of 5 o'clock. We're going to get the FN Pro guys on for an interview. And so let's kind of go over a number of things. I've got some gaming related information to go over, or new reveals, and some local information for stuff that might, even if you're not here in Houston, you might have something in your area that I'm going to recommend that you really support. So there's probably like 30, 40 videos out there right now covering yesterday's Blood and Glory release from the event that was held in the UK yesterday. Yes, the internet is a wretched hive of scum and villainy. So yeah, Blood and Glory, there's tons of videos out there, so I'm not going to go into in-depth analysis or watch every single video, because you guys have probably already watched all these videos and looked at this stuff, but I just want to kind of highlight some of the points, certain things that we were kind of already right about, some stuff where we didn't even know, like this bad boy, this Ogroid, or Orgoid, I don't know. Super Ogre Gladiator. And the model might look familiar. There is one came from the Silver Tower Hero Quest box set, or that game. And there is an Ogroid sorcerer in there. You saw him all painted up with blue with the little runes etched in his flesh. It looks like they're going to keep adding on to that line. Could it be a future line of miniatures? I don't know. Depending on the popularity, we could very well see, maybe not this iteration of Age of Sigmar, which we know we're basically in like a 2.0, but maybe 3.0 or near the end of 2.0, and before they jump into their next edition of Age of Sigmar. If this is really popular, people could snag these guys up. Or we could see them blended in with, say, Chaos Beastman, or Beast of Chaos, sorry. So now that's kind of like the normal standard fare, except that that's the normal standard fare that Games Workshop puts out model-wise. Some really great, brutal-looking creatures, lots of horns and spikes, and there's always the customary skulls on there. I really like all the battle damage that they do, and whoever's doing this paint job is absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah, good call, Epion. All the Warcry exclusives will be in that, probably the Slaves of Darkness, because you can take them, I think, at least in the battle, or that app, the Azure app, I think it is, or Shaiish app. You can actually add all the Warcry stuff to your Slaves of Darkness army. So, yeah. So here's another one. This is the Mind Stealer Spherynx. You know, GW, they like to really play on words. This is a bizarre and gorgeous model. Well, except for the derpy looking face over here, that's probably been a little bit of an inbred inbred version of the Mind Stealer creature here. But this, I thought this was just going to be like a little scale model, but actually it is a large scale model. It's pretty much the size of like some of those hero mounts that Age of Sigmar and the Chaos have. I think that base is the 150 by 40 millimeter base or something similar. This boy is huge. Well, tall, but I love the aesthetic of it, and it reminds me, in a very tame way, of maybe a cross between a creature caster model, and if you've had the joy of being lucky of playing the tabletop game or board game Kingdom Death, it has a little bit of their aesthetics in it. Not so much the Kingdom Death, because there's not, vulvas and vaginas and ball sacks and hands and tongues laying everywhere, but it still has a weird, creepy vibe to it. Oh, thank you, Ski. All Warcry models that are in Chaos is Slaves to Darkness. Fantastic. So you guys are going to be able to use these, I'm hoping, for your Slaves to Darkness army. That's really cool. Will they make it to the book? I don't know. But these two will be joining the Ogroid, the Fomeroid Crusher, which we saw, back, I think that was back at Adepticon, they revealed this bad boy. Another big model. He looks like he's on a 60 millimeter base. I doubt that's an 80. That looks a little more like about a 60 millimeter or 50 millimeter. He's a big boy. So I don't know what the rules are, but he's going to be in I believe, the Tome of Champions. Ski can jump on and correct me, but I think that all these creatures are going to be in the Tome of Champions book coming out in late November. No, I think it's December. That's when that book drops. I believe it's Tome of Champions, whatever the next Warcry book is. So I'm only going to glaze over. I got Ski on. Ski, you tell me, don't you dare talk about Slaves of Darkness, John, or I will murderize you. You put that in the chat right now before I scroll down anymore. I totally forgot to message you about this because I try to keep everything for Ski to cover with Age of Sigmar. So I'm going to give him a chance to jump on here and reply before I go briefly into it. I might have to scroll past. Okay, cool. Okay, so I can show it. I just won't be able to talk too much about rules. Ski is our resident expert on. Oh yeah, he had a long weekend with Extra Life, so I'm not going to play the video. As I said, you've probably already watched these videos, or you've seen other videos on YouTube and whatnot. So what's coming? We already told you what was coming. Ski had already predicted it. I can't say I predicted it. I assumed it was coming. He had a little bit more insight on the matter, and then we got some leaked information, and then you guys got that leaked information, which we passed on to you. So Slaves of Darkness are getting a book. It was to me, it was really a surprise. I did not expect it to be dropped between now and the end of December. I mean, November, December, they are jam-packing in lots of releases from the OCR Bone Reapers all the way to the Slaves to Darkness. So it is and 40K is getting a bunch of releases. It is absolutely bonkers how much stuff that they're cramming into this the next 5, 6, 7 weeks. Yeah, I think we got releases all the way to the 14th of December. So it is absolutely bonkers. With the exception of the OCR Bone Reapers, we are getting most of the releases are these small condensed releases, like maybe a couple boxes of models and books and stuff. But it's just, man, their tempo right now, it's really hurting as a store manager. But from the aspect of a gamer and a hobbyist, holy crap, man, keep going the same pace, but man, slow down. I know it's a bit confusing, but man, the Slaves of Darkness, they updated the model, so I imagine that the Chaos Warrior box is going to be probably a 10-man box. That's usually what they're showing here. What I love about this is the fact that they kept a lot of the main aesthetics of the previous Chaos Warrior box. From the mainly the armor, the weapons, the shields, they updated a little bit, gave them a little bit more, so they weren't so bland. And especially the shields look amazing. They've been killing it with the shields in all their different games right now. But they put a lot of life and animus, maybe a lot of action poses. Yeah, no more static poses. That's pretty much what I was trying to say. No more static poses where they're like, I got my shield, my sword, yay. No, man, they've got them to where they have a nice flow, like, and they don't look like they're running forward, like, they look like, hey, we are brutal warriors. We're going to move at our own pace, and we're going to smack you guys around because you're just going to bounce off of us. They look, well, I mean, with the exception of this guy down in the left-hand corner, he looks like he's, I don't know, maybe he's about ready to brace and then cut somebody up, but they look like we don't have to run towards you all crazy. Like, we can advance on you, and you're going to pay the price. The static, I didn't like the static poses, but I liked the overall image that they used to have. But this new batch of models, God bless you, Games Workshop, for going outside of your guys' comfort zone and hiring also all these great new 3D artists and designers and everything to be handing this out to us. Now, I already said that most of the stuff has that same aesthetic, but you'll see some differences. The cloaks, the fur around or basically the mantle of the cloak maybe, have greatly improved, and they didn't just stop there. Some of them, like this one down in the right-hand corner, looks like stretched skin, some sort of Draco hide or some sort of hide, more stretched skin, or that could just be leather. But knowing Games Workshop with Chaos, that could very well just be stretched skin, especially with the with that color tone there. And I mean, just adding all these little extra icons and stuff, man, they really knocked it out. And I like the way that the armor, the weapons, and even down here at their boots, they all have a nice worn look to them. So kudos, from a hobbyist perspective, good job, Games Workshop. This looks really, really amazing. And this is just one of their battle line units. And I shouldn't say just battle line units, but it is battle line units. Now, I was a little surprised with Chaos Knights, and I don't know if Ski was surprised with it either. Sorry, I have to drink this coffee. I am dying here. I'm about ready to fall asleep. I was a little surprised that they changed. Actually, I shouldn't be surprised. The old Chaos Knights, they looked really amazing, and as I think about it, I was thinking about the Varangard, those amazing models. But I really love the fact that they put these Chaos Knights as very mobile looking. So you got a nice, non-static pose, but you got this feeling of this powerful, thunderous charge, where the Chaos Warriors have a nice implacable, very slow advance, and very slow and brutal. These guys have this brutal charge, so it's like you got this wall of slow marching warriors of chaos, all decked out in heavy armor, shields, and weapons, and then hitting you down the center or from the flanks are these same warriors, but now mounted on these massive horses, with all decked out in armor. And I really love that they put so much of that charging, I don't even know, that non-static action pose. There we go, action pose. I'm trying to find my words here. Really, really brilliant. And pretty much the same aesthetic that they had with the that we just showed with the regular foot soldiers. It's the same armor and everything, just a little bit of upgrade on those helmets. They have a much snazzier helmets and of course weapons. They've got the greaves. Some of them have greaves on their armor, and of course being mounted. Man, they look really good. Very knightly. I mean, kind of an evil knight look, but very, very nice. And I really love the fact that they've done this. So good job again, Games Workshop, and breathing new life into an old army that really, really deserved an upgrade. So kudos. Yes, they do. AOS does have me dumbfounded. I, I, I really need to, especially so I can support ski. I really need to get in there and delve into. I really need to delve into Age of Sigmar. As soon as I finish up all these projects, I'm diving into Marvel Crisis Protocol, but I really need to dive into Age of Sigmar. It'll help support Ski, and I can learn a lot from him, and also it gives me another hobbying opportunity, another gaming opportunity as I try to pull back from like Warhammer 40,000. So let's get on the next model. Ski is absolutely right. Look at this monster, literally and metaphorically. This is the new monster-mounted Chaos Lord. Now, I don't know what type of creature that is. It could be a warped version of a Dracoth or a Dracoline, but I doubt it. It's probably something totally new and absolutely gorgeous. I do have one issue. Give him just one weapon, and maybe I'm hoping he has a different hand on that right hand, because it's like, I got a sword and a big two-handed axe. But that was my only complaint, and that's such a petty minor complaint. Other than that, man, this is such a gorgeous model. I mean, I can see all sorts of ways I would want to paint it, just like Ski says, is talking about. I mean, I am blown away about just how beautiful this looks and terrifying. I mean, I don't want to say sinister. It's just terrifying creature, and it looks. I'm hoping they put all sorts of extra weapon options in there, maybe a pointing hand, or you can have a shield there. I might just have to do a little converting, but man, that is such a good model. I can't wait to see if you go to the Games Workshop webpage whenever these things are on pre-order or whenever they're up on the web store. They usually have an icon or one of the images that's a 360, and you can click on it, wait for the 360 to load up, and you can sit there and rotate. And it's such an awesome feature that they added, and that's why I want to, because I want to see all around. I want to see what the back of that cloak looks like. I want to see what the sides look like, so I can start kind of planning out how I'd want to paint it. Because they do a great job painting it here, but I want to splash that with color. Yes, I agree. This model is sick looking. Yeah, you know, I have played Age of Sigmar before. I just not as fluent in it. But watching and talking to Ski and a couple of the other guys, I got a generally good idea. I just need to clear off my table of projects, and then I can dive into it. What I'm going to do, I don't know yet. But I am really dragging on to all these releases. I wanted to get on a couple other things. There's the Slaves of Darkness book, and it's almost, I want to say it's this, Ski can correct me if I'm wrong, almost very similar to the original or the last book. I could have sworn Archeon and, oh boy, I can't remember what his horse got turned into, the three-headed demon dragon thing. But it looks like the very same cover art, I believe, or yeah, which is totally fine. The one thing that you guys can tell the difference is this Warhammer Age of Sigmar label is not the old one. The old one was this bright, glorious gold. I mean, almost comical gold. I mean, like, didn't even look right. But this new one has a nice, worn, natural look to it. So I'm really digging it. There's another picture kind of highlighting everything. I like to look at these pictures so I can maybe see if there's something new. And Ski, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, right here in the center, there's something back here with a big scary face. Looks like he might have something mounted on him. Is that possibly a new model? I don't know. Something back there right behind, or to the face is to the left of this skull, right in the center. I'll let you take a look at that, zoom in. It looks like a new critter, a new big monstrous critter. I can see like some big horns. Looks like there might be somebody riding on the top of it. I'll give Ski a chance to look at that. So as I try to speed this up so I can get on to the other things, Faith and Fury, book 2, The Psychic Awakening, we said was coming. We told you guys. Oh, it's an endless spell. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ski. That's creepy. That's creepy looking. Hopefully this book, I think this book will have a lot of good character to it. I'm looking forward to it. I know a friend of ours, Kevin, is looking forward to it because it has a Black Templar in it. Actually, this book is going to be chock full of rules updates for a lot of armies, especially you Chaos Marine players. So we're going to put this up here. Oh, I can't zoom in on that image. So new rules for, from left to right, Iron Warriors, the Emperor's Children, World Eaters, Word Bearers, Alpha Legion, Night Lords, and the Black Templar. So new rules for all of them, right? So it'll probably be stratagems, maybe some extra little abilities. I bet Black Templar will get more rules than the Chaos Space Marines will. But that's just a little guess based on some information passed on to me. Plus new rules for Chaos Space Marines and Space Marines in general. So there's a lot coming in this book, and as we've already seen, that this book pretty much has a codex worth level of content in it. So we're going to get, what, 2, 4, 6, 7 factions. And if you want to count Chaos Space Marines and regular Space Marines as separate factions, you're looking at 9 faction, but really 7, because you're going to be able to add whatever those 7 factions are onto your Chaos Space Marines and Space Marines. So really cool. And I'll admit I was wrong with the Astra Militarum and the Sisters of Battle getting rules in there. They're shown as part of the battle, but that's going on with book 2. But I think my guess now is that they're actually just going to get talked about, because right now we're really just putting 2 factions in this book. I know there's 7 here. There's 7 sub-factions, but really it's just 2 factions, Chaos Space Marines and Space Marines, which they did say these books are going to contain 2 or more factions in them. So we're getting just 2 factions right now, but they might just be teasing. We might be getting some Astra Militarum and Adepta Sororitas rules in there. And speaking of Adepta Sororitas, look at these gorgeous bad boys. The new Sisters of Battle Exorcist tank. And check out the Sister of Battle. Holy crap, I just realized this. This is Sister of Battle right here in the center of the command turret right here. Look at her helmet. Move my icon out of the way. That is a long helmet. It's got little optics at the head. Almost, it's kind of silly, but also kind of freaking cool. I love that they updated this one, and it just looks absolutely bonkers gorgeous. It looks absolutely awesome. And if you guys are playing like Black Templar, you might just want to buy this Rhino just for all this flames and all this other stuff. And swap out the doors and maybe the front panel here. Oh my God. And I think that's an upgrade. They gave it a heavy bolter on top of its Exorcist launcher. So really freaking cool. I'm hoping that the whole thing got a nice overhaul from the beta rules. But this looks absolutely gorgeous. Probably going to be a pain in the butt to build and paint, because that is a lot of gosh darn detail. A lot of detail. All this gold filigree on the sides. I'm really hoping, and it looks like it now. I'm actually taking a peek at it. It looks like this is a panel on the side here that you will actually slap onto the side of the Rhino. I'm hoping that's how it is. And that's not individual pieces that you have to cut out and position on there, but it looks very too precise. So it's probably that whole panel. And this looks like they can like double up on the kits and save some money. They are also going to turn this into, I'm guessing, an immolator tank. Look at this gorgeous thing. It is so absolutely ridiculous. Who puts a stained glass Bulletproof stained glass. I love it, Skeet. This is definitely an LOL moment. I mean, oh my god. And so I'm assuming this is definitely a dual kit. So that's going to be cool as a dual kit because that means that there's going to be lots of extra bits you're going to be able to pull off and add to some of your other vehicles. But what is the stained glass window here for? It seems like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Who does that? That's just so silly. But whatever. Whatever. Okay. I still love it. I still want it. God, what are you guys thinking? But it's really cool looking. And it doesn't make any sense. But then again, a lot of stuff in Games Workshop does not make sense. All right. I'm going to move on from that ridiculousness. Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer. Apparently we needed a plastic Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer. So they gave us one. Cool. I don't think we needed it, but I'm not going to complain. He looks really cool. Very basic. I mean, he's not like a named one. But I would rather they package the Master of Possession. I guess the Master of Possession is not a sorcerer. Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer, is he? So never mind then. So I guess we did need a plastic Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer. It also gives us another model to go along with that book that's coming out at that same time. So Sisters of Battle are coming out on the 29th along with Faith and Fury. And I believe this bad boy right here, this Chaos Space Marine Sorcerer, is going to be joining them. I'll have to double check my info, but I'm pretty sure it's all on the 29th. So cool. I'm not going to play this video, but if you have not watched this video, The Lord of Death Rises, spoiler alert, it is the Mephiston Primaris model that we don't know if he's Primaris, but we're assuming he's Primaris. Or they might just be going, hey, you know what, here's your brand new Mephiston model. And it looks like somebody had cut up the images and spliced it together, or basically did a collage, and he matches some old artwork. I cannot find that old artwork, but I'm pretty excited the fact that they're doing that. We knew Mephiston was coming. We still don't know if he's Primaris, but in this age of Primaris, it makes sense for them to do that. So I can foresee him becoming a Primaris model. He looks really brutal from what we've seen. He has a nice flow to him, like everything's going in one direction. There has been 0 new non-Primaris releases. Oh yeah, since the Grey Knight. So yeah, I mean it makes sense. Axis of entropy. It does make sense that he will be Primaris. I am going to be saying we don't know for sure until we actually see it, just because it's not that it's impossible. It's just it's highly probable and not impossible. Something along that lines. Highly possible, highly probable. But not impossible that they could just release him as is. Like, hey, he's too old, he's too effed up to become a Primaris. I doubt it. I think you're right. I think he will be Primaris. So lots of cool releases, and that was all just from Blood and Glory. I think we still have one more event at the end of before the end of the year where they're going to be doing some reveals. So I'm pretty excited about that. And if you guys are just joining on, so I can kind of recap, because I want to try to wrap the show up here in just a few minutes. We are going to be doing a 2 o'clock show later on today. And I'm going to be interviewing a couple of the FN Pro guys that took 3rd overall. And I don't know what David Savage's rankings was, but I know he went 5-1 with a Space Marine chapter, the Minotaur list. And we're going to talk to them about it at 2 o'clock today. So keeping on this line of miniatures, I want to talk about a couple things. Coming up is over at Creature Caster, and go to their Facebook page, give them a like, and go shop on their web store. They've got some of the most gorgeous demon models, probably the best paints, and I have not used their brushes, but I hear they're amazing. They've got paints giving coming up, and it's basically going to be an event. On that day, you're going to be able to, between now and the 16th, 10% off discount worldwide on all hobby supplies on Creature Caster. So if you had not, I'm actually going to put this in code in both chats. you can actually go on a Creature Caster's webpage and put into Paints Giving 19 and get 10% off your order. Ski and I will we go gaga over their paints. We really love their paints, and we really love these guys. We're partnered up with them. Ski talks with them a lot more. Well, actually, I don't talk to them unless I can jump on during their live cat or their Twitch feeds. Absolutely wonderful people. Jen and Jason do all the painting. I mean, they're very helpful, very, very knowledgeable, very skilled. So make sure you like them on or subscribe to them on Twitch. Make sure you like them on Facebook, and go shop because they have some new models that are right around the corner. And this gorgeous thing, I had to make sure that it was safe for work. Make sure there was no because some of their models are a bit racy, a little bit spicy. This beautiful, gorgeous model is going to be hopefully in the next few weeks in my collection. Yeah, I'll pop. Thanks for the Sci-Fi Orc. Totally forgot about him. I'll pull up the Sci-Fi Orc in just a moment. This beautiful creature, I have no idea what I'm going to use it for. I think I'm actually just going to buy it, paint it, and to the highest possible level, and put it on a little plaque, and really just mount it in my display case, just because it is just such an awesome model. But and that's not, I mean, that's cheaper than most Games Workshop prices. And this model is going to be huge. If it's like all the other models that Creature Caster puts out, they're big demons, it is going to be absolutely massive. So you definitely want to jump on there. I'm trying to find, there we go. There's the shop. Actually, let's go to the homepage, show you the Sci-Fi Orc before we move on to probably one of the last things I wanted to talk about. So I can maybe go take a nap before I know I got to go back to bed. I think I am just exhausted between the gym and not getting any sleep last night. So for $42, just a couple dollars more than what you would probably pay for a Games Workshop model. He's on a 50 millimeter round base and he's 100 millimeters tall. So 50 is just under 2 inches or around 2 inches. So he's probably about a 4-inch tall model, I think. A 3 to 4 inch tall model. This is their Sci-Fi Orc. I'm going to go through all the little pictures. Absolutely gorgeous. You don't have to add on the smoke from what I understood. I think Ski has this model, or he's going to be getting them soon. I could be wrong. I'll let Ski jump on there and correct me. Look at this guy. I mean, this is probably one of the most highly detailed orc models I've ever seen that don't look like, I mean, even though he's got the junk plates on, Mitch Max plates, he doesn't look junky. He looks very streamlined. He has a V8 engine. Oh my gosh, does he have a V8 engine? Oh, holy crap. He's got a V8 engine? Is it? I don't. That's awesome. Look at that. Jesus. Yeah, I might have to get this for my friend Clint for Christmas. He is a huge orc player. I might have to get one because I just want that gosh darn fist. In fact, I believe, Ski, you do have this model, I believe. Or somebody, I was watching somebody do a review on this model, and they were talking about how all the parts came out really clean, very easy to put together. And this thing comes with multiple heads, and I think oh, not yet. Okay. Yeah, there's the version with the iron gob, or iron jaw, which will make some orc players happy because his regular face looks a little bit more like an Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings than, like, say, a 40k orc. But if you want him for a 40k orc, man, that jaw is awesome. All right, and oh, there we go. Instead of the hammer, he's got a brutal orc pistol of some sort of doom. I don't know. That is just so hammer and pistol. So actually, oh crap balls! Look at that. He's got 2 pistols, one with the hand grip, one without. I mean, with just the pistol grip, and then an axe with the hand already holding it, and then the axe separate, without a hand attached to it. So you can probably man, they really just like, hey, here's a whole bunch of extra parts. That's awesome. Okay, this one I might have to get added into my list. Okay, I'm gonna wine and dine. I'm going to wind down now so I can log off. You guys can get up and go do your normal Sunday stuff. I can maybe take a nap, get up and set up for the 2 o'clock interviews of the FN Pro team. If you want to ask some questions about the FN Pro team, about SoCal Open, how they approach, even if you're not a 40K player, maybe how they approach going to tournaments, how they do their prep, what they do, do they what's their whole process after each game, anything that could give you some insight into being a better player or entering like next year's 2019 tournament circuit for whatever game system you play. It'd be an opportunity to talk to people because they might not be able to give you advice, say, on Age of Sigmar, which, that's what we got Ski here for, but they might be able to go, okay, well, here's some great travel tips. Here's some great tips on prep games and, setting up a schedule for painting and everything. Any little minor thing that could help you. Because if we're, as a community of gamers, if we interact with each other and put aside our little biases that we have towards each other's games, I was thinking our games are superior to that game and this game is better than that one and this one is absolutely garbage. Looking at you, PP. I'm just going to put the initials of the company. We do the little cross training, I guess, maybe cross communicating, getting together and just chit chatting about, why we love the hobby and what we do, our approach to it. You might be able to get some insight that might help you shift how you play, maybe increase your winning streak or make your games a little bit more enhanced, or maybe enhance your experience. Because it's not just about winning, it's about the hobby, it's about the camaraderie and the sportsmanship and going and to some weird city and eating and drinking tons of stuff, weird food and overpaying for stuff. Looking at you, Las Vegas. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But let me get on to this last thing. I don't know how many of you guys are in Houston, but if you are, or in the Houston area, or if you're in Austin, you're in Colorado, New York, wherever you are, check out your local city, see if they have a roller derby team. This is something I'm going to be promoting in the future now and then. I'm going to be not necessarily on FNP, but on my own channel that I'm hoping to get a kickoff by the end of the year. And I'm hoping to enter into be one of their advertisers and really help promote the show, or not the show, but this competition, this league. Now, some people think roller derby, that's all fake, like fake wrestling. I can tell you right now, what you saw on TV maybe was kind of fake. I think it was all staged. But what you have, the actual roller derby, they've got actually a league. I believe it's called the Flat Track Roller Derby League. I think that's just some of the technical terms. It is really, really amazing watching roller derby bouts. I think I got the terminology correct. I'm still learning the terminology. I just watched some championships, and they have men and women's. But I like the women are really the fiercest competitors. I mean, the guys are, big scary guys. I'm big, strong, and I can roll around on roller skates. You can get that same level of action from football and hockey, but watching these women skate around and seeing the exhaustion and the impacts that they take from their other players or hitting the ground is absolutely amazing, really fun, and the ladies are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I got a little bit of an ulterior motive because I like to see beautiful women running around or skating around, but it is brutal to watch. So 2019 season is already over, but the 2020 season kicks off, at least here in Houston, in February. And so you might be seeing some promotions, but you know what? Go on, especially if you're like a sponsor, or your company does sponsorship. They're a nonprofit organization because that's how they can really afford everything. and it really helps support your on the local level. Because you might, if you're like me, I don't care about Major League Baseball or football or hockey or basketball or anything like that. I might watch a local team, they're like a championship game, like, oh yay, cool. But I like these offbeat sports because it's a lot more, I don't know, a lot more real to me. And you got these ladies and guys. I'm just gonna say ladies. I don't want to talk about the guys. The ladies are like busting their ass, and they're not doing it to get their Nike deal or Adidas or anything like that. They are just competing for the sheer joy of it, the sheer fun of skating and bashing on each other, knocking each other down and around. It's really a lot of fun, and the excitement is surreal. The crowd is absolutely amazing, and the live music that they'll have at their championships, and they got home teams, they got away teams. It's really so amazing to watch the athleticism of these ladies. I haven't watched the men yet, but the ladies are super athletic, so definitely check them out. If you're in Houston, all you have to do is Google Houston rollerderby.com. They have teams. There's the All-Stars and the Supernovas are kind of like their away team that they pull members from. And then you have the Sirens, the Valkyries, and the Machete Betties are some of the home teams. And there's, guys, it is really amazing to watch. And there's an upcoming event, the Stocking Stuffer Sevens tournament that's coming up the 7th and 8th of December. It's really kind of a fundraiser for them, and it's a roller derby. It is a roller derby tournament, and all that goes along with that. They're using all the normal rules and everything, but it would be a really awesome thing if you can go out and support your local teams, because it was huge in the 1970s and then died off a little bit, and then I think there was a TV show very similar to Glow, and then in 2000 it saw a spike in numbers and activity. There was a movie called Whip It by Drew Barrymore. I think she produced it or directed it, and it had, not Ellen Page, the girl from Juno, can never remember her name, something Page. And I mean, that just saw, after that, man, the popularity just increased. So give it a try. I'm sorry about dragging on about that. It is so amazing to watch, so fun to watch, and you're only looking at 30-minute bouts, usually two. You know what? Just jump on there, check it out. I'm not going to drill onto it right now, but it has evolved into something amazing from what it used to be. So with that said, I'm going to get off because I'm well over my time here. I was trying to keep it at 30 minutes, but I got a lot to cover today. And watch our show at 2 o'clock. That's probably going to be about a 30-minute, because I think I only have about 30 minutes to ask them questions and get and pick their brain of the FN Pro guys that were at SoCal Open this past week on the 26th and 27th. They did an amazing job. So if you have any questions for them, put it in the chat, put it on our Facebook chat, or put it on the YouTube chat. Make sure you hit this, there you go, subscribe button. And if you're a Amazon Prime member, you can always get a free subscription every month. So please jump up there, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Our Patreon supporters, we really, really appreciate it. We got those videos. We're working on the format and the layouts for everything for the Marvel Crisis Protocol coming soon. And we're hoping to have those videos up and running around the 16th. We'll definitely be doing a unboxing and probably just a couple still pictures of our Initiation League kickoff. So watch for all that, and I will talk to you at 2 o'clock. Have a good, let's see, was it morning? It's still morning. So have a good Sunday morning, and I will talk